our speaker. So today we have a very special speaker among us, Ms. Nimshi Stephen, who will be speaking to us. Nimshi is doing her second year BD in Gurukul Lutheran Theological College and RI. She holds a bachelor degree in philosophy from Madras Christian College. She loves reading books and poetry. Nimshi is a person with a neurological disability called Charcot Marie Tooth Disease, which she inherited from her father. Let's now listen to her remarkable story of a resilience and determination to overcome. Over to you, Ms. Nimshi.
Thank you. Thank you for this platform that you have provided. And thank you for the brief introduction. Thank you, sir. A pleasant good evening to all. And thank you for this platform. Thank you for the Unnathi, justice and hope for all the initiatives that you take. Today, I will be presenting to you my story, and that is my CMT story. Next slide. Each of us will have this first moment of recognition, and it all began for me in my 4th standard dance class, where I was not able to lift up my feet just because of foot drop. It was the first moment of feeling disabled, rejected, or left alone. Then the frequent medical checkups and going to hospitals diagnosed that I have Charcot Marie Tooth Disease, which is a neurological disability inherited from my father, because of which I have foot drop, muscle wastage, imbalance in walking, frequent falls, sprains, difficulty in holding things, and even tiredness. Next slide. Now, if I turn back and look throughout my life, CMT has given me a slow progress throughout my life, because of which I have difficulty in holding things, doing my simple day-to-day activities like wearing a button, pinning my shawl, tying shoelace, removing sweet or snack cover, cutting small vegetables, and has also had the fear of walking on stairs without having handbars to hold, walking on wet floors, escalators, hard surfaces, and on busy roads. There were moments where I was mentally and emotionally being put down. Still, there are fears, and there were fears and many questions to move on. But still, I was able to break away that fears. Today, I will be sharing with you such moments of struggles, difficulties, and fears, and how did I overcome that, which has made me and brought me today to where I am. Next slide, please. I'll start it with my school life. You must have separate classes to learn how to wear slippers and walk. This was a statement which was made in my 4th standard when I went to get shoes, the slippers with my grandfather. This was a statement made by the shopkeeper. This word still lingers in my heart and gives me a fear whenever I go to market to get shoes or chappals. In schools, mostly I was left out in assembly line due to slow walking, and there were comments and staring looks that were made on my walks. Here I have placed before you the picture of Bethany along with her book, How Should a Body Be a Memoir? She is also a person living with Charcot Marie Tooth Disease, a good motivator, and has written her experiences in this book, where she shares that people look my legs first, then look at me. Yes, it was the same with me too, which was initially difficult during my school days to handle this, but today I have tried to overcome that. Next slide. Sports and friends. I was completely ignored in the sports and games. And I got just one opportunity to be part of the relay, just once. And my friend made such a comment after seeing my running. Nimshi, you ran well, and we did not expect it. At the end of my school days, I was able to get a handful of friends who are very much supportive. They walked beside me slowly, and also teachers who always cared for my health. This was just my school life. a word about Madras Christian College and Gurukul. In both places, I was accepted as I am. And in MCC, I did not have had the feeling of being left out or feeling of different, because there were friends who are people with disabilities and different kinds of disabilities. There were no much questions. All situations or necessities were made. There were ramps, rooms that were provided for me in the ground floor. I was accepted as I am in Gurukul, but at moments I was given more attention or more care, which at times made me feel to look down at myself. Next slide. Life with leg braces. Since the past 9 years, as suggested by CMC Vellore, I have been using these leg braces, as you see in the picture, to support my walking. Yes, life has been made easy to climb on the stairs or to avoid my falls. But still, this leg braces has made me put down myself or to think, will it be possible at times? One such incident was this feet washing ceremony, as you see in this picture. This happened during last year, where there was an announcement made by the speaker. You can all remove your shoes and wash one another's feet. Just that fraction of moment, I was lost, thinking, how will it be possible? How will I remove my shoes and these leg braces in front of all, and how will I do it? And I was left out with tears at that day. I also feel being left alone when I just sit alone in the chair and when others, my friends, sit down in the floor. Next slide, please. Next wonderful incident was our visit in Thillai Nadaraj temple, a famous temple in Tamil Nadu. We visited that temple as part of our exposure program. I was walking around the temple with my leg braces, holding my friend's hand. As I was walking through, my leg braces caused sound. When we went to the last Gobram, a woman said me, "Stop, do not enter," because she thought that I'm wearing a chappal because of hearing that sound. She stopped me and did not allow me to go inside. But later she understood the difficulty and she told, "Yeah, it is good that you go and see, you have come this much." And she did not think of anything. She told, "I had just have to wash your feet." And she was an elder woman. She was a woman of different faith. She was really unknown to me, a stranger, a complete stranger. But nothing stopped her from doing an act of washing my feet. She just bent down and washed my feet. That was actually washing my socks. And she allowed me inside. That was just an act of embracing diversity and acceptance. Next slide, please. I'm always excited to get fresh air from sea, but at the end of the day, it turns into grief when my legs are not wet. But I will tell that this grief came to an end on 14th January 2023 when I visited the Perwag Falls, which is in Ranchi. We visited here as part of our college tour. All the moment of fear, questions, or thinking that how is it possible as I had on that day of feet washing, all were completely broken out. Initially, I had these confusions and I was telling no, I won't come. And the continuous call of my friends made me to stand up, to gain courage in myself, to remove my shoes and even my leg braces, for which I was hesitant for all these years. And with the strong holding hands of my friends, that I stood beside this falls, keeping my legs inside the water, and felt its calmness for the first time ever in my life. And that wonderful moment, still I'm cherishing and feeling happy for that. That day, it gave me a lesson. Nothing is impossible. Just be courageous to break away your fears. Next slide, please. As I shared here, there were many moments of discouragements, difficulties, or putting down. but there were people to support and encourage. My family, and especially my parents, they are also joined here. My father and mother, Reverend David Stephen and Mrs. Unnathi Stephen. I am grateful to God for them and thankful for all the support and encouragement they have been doing so far, and are very much happy in each moment of success that I have taken. My father, whenever I tell or share with him any difficulty I have faced, he would just tell, "Don't worry about that and look forward." My mother is a pillar of support through her prayers. It is all because of their support motivation which has made me successful so far to pursue my education and to travel alone. And my extended family members, my cousins, have never treated me different. Next slide. I also have a good team of support to help me and to guide and to encourage me. Whenever I travel alone, I have found people, strangers or unknown to me, who always care, understand, and to help me to carry my luggages, to arrange my seats, and so on. Friends while playing carom. I always had this difficulty to pocket the coin just with my two fingers or with my hand. I play it using my two hands, but still, yes, still my friends accept me and encourage me, and they are very much happy whenever I pocket at least one coin. And since November, we as a class are here in Ranchi for our internship program. I have seen the people here in Ranchi for the first time, but just by seeing me for the first time, they understood me and gave all the necessities that I want without asking anything. They provided me room at the ground floor. And always I have my classmates, faculties of Gurukul, prayer fellowship in NCC, cousins, who offer shoulders and encourage me to cross away all the struggles. Next slide, please. CMT, Charcot Marie Tooth Disease, is become a part and parcel of my life. Yes, it has created me difficulties for my day-to-day activities, but the grace of God, the acceptance of myself, the moments where I am able to break my fears, finding some hope amidst these great struggles, the self-motivation and courage, having people to support, encourage, has made me and brought me today to where I am, to be sharing and encouraging each one of you here. I have been a rank holder in my school. I organize programs and give speeches in my college, and I have also done that in my school. I was a prize winner for poetry. In part of our exposure program, we also taught children in Seva Mandir, a school in Parangipettai. Today, the CMT has also made me to think, write, and talk for people living with disability. So I would just tell to you that, next slide, please. There may be difficulties and there are various types of difficulties, but don't worry about that. Always be ready just to break your fears. When you are ready to break your fears, there will be new beginning, new experience, and new change. Don't always put down yourself thinking that you cannot or disabled. But remember that each of us have some special qualities that makes us different and special. We may be dependent on our family, society, friends, or some other equipments like the leg braces. But never be ashamed for that. Life is to live with interdependence and togetherness and not in isolation. Disability is not a tragedy, rather part of human experience. So let us all together affirm boldly that my ability is stronger than my disability. My ability is stronger than my disability. Thank you all. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I request my parents to switch on their videos so that
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. So glad to see you both. You got a great daughter, Nimshi. So happy to hear her story today.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nimshi. Thank you very much. That was a very inspiring presentation, and it definitely did empower all of us to, get past through our difficulties. And I congratulate you for the many laurels that you've bagged, and thank you for this amazing session. We now move on to the question answer session. If you have any questions that you would like to ask Ms. Nimshi, you can. Does anyone have any questions or any queries that you would like to resolve?
So, what are you doing now, Nimshi? What are you up to now?
Yes, sir. Now I'm doing my BD, Bachelor of Divinity in Gurukul Lutheran Theological College. As part of our course, we are in an internship program in Ranchi.
What was that one thought that kept you going, Nimshi? I know there would have been challenging situations, and every day. What was that one thing that motivated you, that kept you going forward? Uh, I think you're muted, Nimshi.
Yeah, yes. Thank you for your question. Um, I just go on with the biblical verses that makes me move forward. As I was sharing with you, Bethany, it was also because of her motivational talks, which keeps me moving forward. And more about that, it's all because of my parents. Whenever I share such moments, as I was sharing about that temple incident, where that first moment they are telling that don't go inside. So I was telling my dad, they were telling me like this. Then he was telling, yeah, then they allowed you inside. Even if that feet washing ceremony, that at the end of the day, I had lot of tears. And when I called to my dad, he was telling, not to worry, it happens sometimes. So just all because of this motivational words, just words which we get. Sometimes I get it from my parents, sometimes I get it from my professors. That keeps me move forward. And even my friends do tell that at my times, um, even if it is a long ways to walk in our class tours or somewhere, you made it, you have achieved it. And yeah, it's only this much. Nothing is impossible at the end. That's what. Thank you.
Did you say you studied in MCC? What did you study?
Yes. BA Philosophy, 2018 to 2021.
Oh, nice. I was in MCC philosophy as well, and I'm so proud of you. Your story is so inspiring.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Nimshi. Yeah, it's Achi here. It's so pleasant to listen to your testimonies and your presentations. It's wonderful, and I am also a bit curious to know about. Do you also face some challenges in the seminary? And if you have that, would you like to share? And
Yes, seminary, it was just opposite of secular college. That's what I would tell. The first one thing is, yes, I was given acceptance. There were many talks. Even my theology studies have made me to think more about disability theologies to write about that article. But still, there are many places where infrastructures have to be improved. Ramps or lifts have to be installed and improved. In that cases, our seminaries have to work on that. And another one thing is just being just one person with the person with disability, or we are two now in our college. Just being very few in number, they give us more attention and more focus. So that at times makes me feel that why such a more attention. And yeah, that's what that more attention makes me put down sometimes.
wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
It's always either neglect or overly doing something. There's no balance, but it gets balanced.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Does anyone have any other questions? Okay, so I think we can wrap up if nobody else has questions. Move on. Okay, so we would like to involve you for the monthly meetings, and please feel free to share your feedback about today's session. And if you would like us to cover any particular issues that you have in mind or topics in future meetings, you could even volunteer as a moderator. We will keep you informed about the upcoming programs. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook for updates. And thank you, Ms. Mishi, once again for your very inspiring presentation. And thank you all for joining. Hope you have a very good evening. Have a pleasant day. Thank you.
Thank you.